morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrero. Today is Thursday, May 30th, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. Jauan Jennings was back at OTAs yesterday, and for good reason. He just got a bag from the 49ers, coming to a 2-year contract agreement that will keep him in San Francisco through 2025. It's a 2-year deal worth up to $15.4 million with $10.5 million guaranteed. But remember, Jennings was tendered. He was a restricted free agent. He was going to make around $4.89 million anyway. So the Niners basically just tacked on another year into the deal, and everybody is happy. It's got to be good for Jauan Jennings. We're talking about a guy that was a 7th-round draft pick. He spent his rookie year on the practice squad. He's coming off the game of his life in the Super Bowl, and now he has a new contract worth millions and millions of dollars. Awesome for Jauan. Really happy for him. Afterwards, George Kittle explained his value to the team.
He just is very violent in the way that he plays the game, which you don't see in all receivers. He will hit defensive ends as hard as he can. He'll hit linebackers as hard as he can. He's not scared of anything. And if you need him to win on a one-on-one rep, he's going to win on that one-on-one rep. He's got incredibly strong hands. And it's just when you can, for a guy that does it all, he runs the routes, he does the run game. He shows up every day, loving the game with a great attitude every single day. And then you get the game day and he makes all those plays. That's someone that you want to be in your building. It's someone that you want to pay. That's someone you want to reward because he's just going to keep bringing that every single day and he's just going to raise the standard of everybody around him. So when you have a guy like that does everything, it's great for us.
Meanwhile, the wait for Brandon Ayuk and his extension continues. Moving right along now. Remember when I told you that offensive line coach Chris Foerster was going to say something interesting yesterday? Guess what? He did. Listen to Foerster's explanation to why the 49ers don't take offensive linemen very early in the draft.
That's for John and Kyle for the most part. My personal opinion, this is my personal opinion. If they ask me, invest in guys that touch the ball. Guys that can touch the ball and score touchdowns. And then there's a range of guys, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, 5th round even, that we will find starting offensive linemen in. At some point, can you draft? Yeah, you draft Trent Williams. You draft the pick of draft where you're getting a difference maker. But there's guys that can make difference that touch the ball well into 2nd, 3rd, 4th rounds, or 2nd, 3rd rounds at least, and definitely in the 1st round. That guy that touches the ball, it makes a huge difference in the game. The right guard makes a difference. We've talked about it before, but that's why we're able to find 4th and 5th round draft picks. How dominant is the difference between pick, 34 versus pick 54 in offensive line play? And that's what you're trying to balance all the time. So will we best available player, all those types of things? Definitely will. And were we possibly ready to draft guys higher in the draft? Yes. But if there's somebody that can touch the ball and make plays, in my opinion, you asked me, Chris, do you want him? I want the guy that touches the ball. For me. Is we always right? Heck, no, we're not always right. And nobody is on anything. So, yeah, could you put 5 first-rounders across the front? I don't know that we have to have success, and it hasn't been that case as far as running the football and protecting the quarterback. The fact that you can throw a short pass to Debo, even though the right tackle's getting beat, it ends up being a 60-yard touchdown. So, yeah, the right tackle blocks somebody, but if the guy gets tackled at 5 yards, you don't have the 60-yard touchdown. Boy, that right tackle did a great job. What's it matter if the guy touching the ball can't take it to the house? So there's the trade-off, and you're constantly playing that game.
Oh, I'm sure 49ers fans will have a nice, calm, reasonable reaction to that one. Last but definitely not least, take a listen to special teams coordinator Brian Schneider talking about how he's dealing with all of the unknowns relating to the new kickoff rules.
This is the coolest thing to happen in my coaching career because what are you going to do? You have a great opportunity to do something that's never been done before. So it's a race to figure it out, and it's going to be constantly adjusting. I mean, to me, if you don't look at this like a totally different play than anything we've coached, I think you're going to be playing catch up. You have to figure it out. And I think it's going to be so impactful if you don't. I mean, we're talking touchdowns, we're talking average start at the 40, we're talking long field goals, more scoring, all that's going to affect it.
That play just went from ceremonial to must-see TV, and I can't wait to see it. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Thursday. If you're wondering what it might take to get Christian McCaffrey to show up, Tim Kawakami has a column in The Athletic that has some very specific quote-unquote guesses as to what McCaffrey might want. I wonder if he has a source perhaps in the McCaffrey camp Read it and decide for yourself. Click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch. I played some of the Brian Schneider for you. I promise you I didn't do it justice. We only have a 5-minute show. Go watch the full thing. It's the only time I'll tell you to go watch a special teams coordinator's entire press conference. It was well worth it. He was so fired up and passionate about these new rules. Again, link in the description. One thing you may have missed, lost among the Jauan Jennings news, was who didn't show up for this week in OTAs. I will read you the list. It's a little lengthy. Here we go. Brandon Ayuk, we know. Charvarius Ward, Chris Conley, Christian McCaffrey, Talanoa Hufanga, John Feliciano, Dre Greenlaw, Chris Hubbard, Jake Brendel, Trent Williams, Cam Latu, Drake Jackson, and Malik Collins. Deep breaths, people. Deep breaths. It's all voluntary. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Click the bell so you'll get notified every single time we go live, which is every single weekday for you. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Enjoy your Thursday, everybody. We'll talk later today.